Guys, welcome back to my video. This is Srivatsa. We are going to be talking about exception handling in Java in this video. Introduction of exception handling. Just a minute, please. Yeah. Introduction to exception handling in Java. Exception handling in Java is a mechanism that allows developers to handle errors and unexpected situations during program execution. So by using try-catch blocks, developers can detect the handle exceptions, preventing the program from crashing. Java provides a robust exception handling framework that includes predefined exception classes and custom exception handling. Types of exceptions in Java. So we have a lot of types of exceptions in Java. Let's discuss each of them. Checked exceptions must be caught or declared in the method's signature, such as IO exception or SQL exception. So the two types of exceptions are user-defined exceptions and built-in exceptions. You have furthermore divided types in built-in exceptions. Those are checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. In checked exceptions, you have class not found exception, interrupted exception, IO exception, instantiation exception, SQL exception, and file not found exception. In unchecked exception, you have arithmetic exception, class cost exception, null pointer exception, array index out of bound exception, array store exception, and illegal thread state exception. So the unchecked exceptions, also known as runtime exceptions, do not need to be explicitly called or declared, such as null pointer exception or array index out of bound exception. Errors are exceptional conditions that are not oh my god, expected. Oh yeah, exception and expected. Cool. Errors are exceptional conditions that are not expected to be caught, such as out of memory error or stack overflow error. Okay. The try catch block, or you try something in the block of code. If that does not work, it throws an exception which the catch block catches in basically. So let's discuss it in technical terms. The try block contains the code that may throw an exception. The catch block handles the exception and executes specific code if an exception occurs. So multiple catch blocks can be used to handle different types of exception. So the finally block, no matter what happens, the finally block is going to be executed. That is what you have to be remembering in your mind. The finally block is used to execute code that must be run regardless of whether an exception is thrown or not. It is typically used to release resources such as closing a file or database connection. The finally block is optional but can be helpful for cleanup tasks. So this is the syntax of finally. You use the try catch even if it works in the try or in the catch, or if it throws an exception and catch works. But finally, the finally works. Throwing exceptions. Developers can manually throw exceptions using a throw keyword. So there is a keyword named throw. So you can user-defined exceptions can also be there. So you can just throw an exception for your out of your own choice. So this allows custom exception handling and the ability to define specific error messages. So thrown exceptions can be caught and handled using try catch blocks. So let's talk deeply about custom exceptions now. Developers can create custom exception classes by extending the exception classes. So custom exceptions can provide more detailed information about specific errors in the application. They can be thrown and caught like standard Java exceptions. Handling multiple exceptions. Java allows developers to handle multiple exceptions using a single catch block. So you can that's how you use multiple catch exceptions, where you can use a lot of exceptions in the same program or the same block of code. This can reduce code duplication and improve the readability. Exception handling can be nested to handle different levels of error conditions. So the best practices for exception handling are, so it's given below, where you can actually follow the same algorithm for the practicing of exception handling. So handle exceptions at an appropriate level in the application, such as the method level or higher. Provide meaningful error messages to aid in debugging and troubleshooting. Use specific exception types to catch and handle only the necessary exceptions. So the common mistakes in exception handling are swallowing the exceptions by catching them, or not handling or logging them appropriately. Exceptions are to be handled. You're not supposed to just throw it away or swallow the exceptions. So that is the common mistakes which we do in exception handling. We are just throwing it away so that the rest of the program has to work. So catching generic exceptions, such as catching exception instead of specific subclasses, failing to release resources in the finally block, leading to the resource leaks. Okay, I don't know what this diagram is. Let's skip. Conclusion. So exception handling is a crucial aspect of Java programming language to ensure robust and reliable applications. By undertaking the types of exceptions, using try-catch blocks effectively, and following best practices, developers can create more resilient software. Continuous testing of refinement of exception handling mechanisms can lead to improved code quality and better user experience. Thank you, guys.